Hey, I got a new guitar. It's called the B&G Helena, and it comes from my friends at B&G in Israel. We will first hear how it sounds. I put together a guitar track with different sounds, different pickups, and overdrive combinations. Then I will give you a little bit of the specs of the guitar, the woods, the paint, the pickups, everything else. Full disclosure, I do have a relationship with B&G. They send me instruments to test, but they never influence what I say, so I can, and I will be honest. Let's check out the B&G Helena, but first, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and check out my website. I have some courses and lessons. Let's go! Yeah, it sounds cool. I really like this guitar. But before I talk to you about the sounds, let me give you a little bit of the specs of the guitar. It does have that 50-60 kind of vibe, and it's in the vein of the Angus Young SG guitar. Basically, the woods and the pickup configuration in this particular model are in that vein. But the color, the playability, the scale, and many things give this guitar a very modern twist on this classic look and approach. Of course, we have the classic one-piece mahogany body, but it's contoured. So we have these parts here where if you put your arm on the guitar, you don't feel the sharp edge. The pickups are puff-style humbuckers, but they're hand-wound by B&G themselves, so they're basically handmade pickups. To select the pickups, we have a simple three-way toggle, 1 to 3, and simple as I like it, and we have a volume and a tone knob. Let me just play a clean sound of the 3 pickups, and you can hear how balanced they are. They sound very even to me, changing the sound but not the quality of the sound. Speaking about the neck, it's also mahogany in one piece and has what they call a soft V shape. It's basically a C shape that is a tad fatter in the center. The scale of the guitar is actually one of the most interesting things about this instrument. It's not a Gibson scale. It's actually a tad shorter than a Fender scale. So basically you have that kind of strut feeling when you play it, but also because of the mahogany you get the Gibson type of sound and tightness of the sound. But at the same time it's brighter than a Gibson neck. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And it's also super easy to play. It's a very comfortable neck and fretboard. The neck is bolt in like this, and the heel, this part over here, is very thin. And being that thin, it makes it easy to access the higher frets, so you can play the higher notes with a lot of comfort. The tuners are Goto with the open back, so you can see the intricacy of the machine head. I like that. It's very vintagey looking. One last note about the paint. This guitar is painted the old-fashioned way, which is nitro. Compared to polyurethane, nitro has very big advantages and one minor flaw, which for some people is actually not even a flaw. The advantages is that it's very thin, so the guitar can vibrate way more. And this is actually a see-through paint, so you can see the grain of the woods underneath the paint, which is really cool. As I was saying, the only downside of nitro, and that's the reason why they stopped using it for a long time before they started doing it back in recent years, is that it dents and nicks very easily. It ages quickly. But for some people, as myself, I do like to have some nicks on the guitar. I do have them on my car. I don't like things that are too pristine and it seems like they've just been bought. I like things that have a history. They tell the history of your playing, and a dent and a nick is actually part of that history. Enough talking, let's just play the guitar. I will go through the sounds that I used in the backing track. The first one is a simple OCD pedal with the bridge pickup. Very tight, as you would expect from this configuration of pickups and wood. But also very dynamic, which is something I really like. I mentioned earlier the brightness of the guitar. It's a little bit brighter than this type of guitar usually is. And that is probably because of the scale length. Even the other pickups The second guitar is just a double that gets in after a little while, and the third is a clean funk tone that I got using the middle pickup and everything straight open. I really like this funk tone. Actually, it would be a very interesting guitar to use for a funk gig. When we go to the bridge, I use the same overdrive, but I switch to the neck pickup and I do this little D-edge thing. This type of sound is warm and nice. It's very round. I like it because it has some brightness, but it's very full. When we go into the bridge, I have another sound happening with the chorus, and it's a different overdrive with a little bit of compression, and I do roll off some of the volume knob, so I get a cleaner but bitey sound like this. I think this guitar cleans up very well. Then we go into the solo, and I use the same pedal that I used for the rhythm. You can tell, but the guitar is so dynamic that depending on your touch, it really changes sound. Let me explain. You can hear that it reacts very well to my lighter touch versus the heavier touch. I also changed pickup quite a bit inside the solo. I didn't use the middle configuration, but it's quite nice. During the solo, the second time around, I used another overdrive to kick it up a notch and get a very full lead tone like this. I was mentioning the playability on the upper frets. Check it out. I also much enjoy the neck pickup because it has a very nice bite. And if you want to shred, you can shred on it and it's very defined. I love it. And with a tad less overdrive, as I was saying, the guitar cleans up very well. So we heard how the guitar sounds. I think it sounds fantastic. It's really comfortable. It's really a comfortable neck. And I don't think there's any real downsides to this guitar if you like this type of guitar, which is dual humbucker configuration made of mahogany. Actually, what I think B&G did, I think they took a classic and they just made it better. I will now leave you with the isolated tracks from the song that I played before. Don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe. Check out my website for lessons and I'll see you next time. Peace.